This video was filmed and edited by Bartlett Production. What's up, everybody? I'm Brian Briggs, and welcome back to Iron Tiger Tattoos. Today we're going to be doing a pretty cool tattoo covering up some major scar tissue from her years as a teenager, where she's suffering from some depression early on and used to cut, I guess, so there's a lot of scars there. And I get this every once in a while, so it's going to be something that I can show you guys how I go about something like this, and I'm pretty excited to share this kind of a tattoo with you because it can be really life-changing to get some scars covered up or removed like this. So welcome and thank you for joining us. This is kind of like the fine work pieces here, what I was thinking, and then I'll show you kind of like the colors and stuff too.
Right, I like it.
What do you think? It's
yeah.
pretty cool?
Yeah.
Look something like that.
That's
Start
perfect.
thinking.
Absolutely.
Just like different color spectrums, you know, kind of like warmer colors on this side and cooler colors on that side, and we got like a cool, like, interesting piece of art, kind of, you know, that way.
This is perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, I have a girl that I did a arm piece on that had a bunch of scars right on her arm, you know, really big ones like this, and she still messages me to this day and says thank you all the time. I'm like, that's really cool, you know, like, you can't make someone just feel like that up like a regular tattoo.
Right.
You know? It's like a 50-50 chance sometimes on these tattoos, like whether it's going to be really painful or not painful or like at all. Because the scar tissue is like, you know, it's either completely deadened your nerves or it's like going to make it a little more intense on those spots, you know?
Okay.
But
That's alright.
usually people can't feel it at all, though. That's like more, seems like more the case.
Woo.
Nice.
And that's like the shitty part about it is it's like you can't really like
yeah.
It's still there. Like, you know.
Yeah. It's like a constant reminder.
Yeah.
For sure. There's like a temporary, like, irrational choice.
Right,
whatever.
yes.
It's just cool to be able to do that for people. Kind of like turn the page in the past.
Yeah. It's like I've been like thinking about it for a long time, but it's like, especially as like my daughter gets older and like, you know, we go swimming or like whatever, it's just like, we don't need to get into all that.
Right. Yeah, this is going to be really cool. Instead of getting questions on, like, why are those scars there?
Right.
They'll be like, oh, who did that tattoo? And then you could pass them one of my cards.
Absolutely.
I've done it before, too, with, like, where it was, like, from, like, a car accident and stuff, and, like, the glass, like, broke through and left, like, shrapnel wounds all over this lady's arm. That was, like, one of my first scar cover-ups. She was a really cool lady, too. I do a lot of flowers to cover stuff up like that, and then hers were like little spots like that though, so we used like cheetah print and it would look like 3D, like kind
that's
of
sweet.
like a similar angle to that one, so it looked kind of symmetrical. So how'd you hear about me over here?
Instagram. I don't know.
Sweet.
I was probably in like deep in tattoo world somewhere. Like
yeah. Anyone who's looking for tattoos in Michigan's probably seen me, on Instagram at least, because I go hard on there. I really love when I get a chance to do a scar tissue cover-up like this. I know it can be just really tiring kind of explaining where your scars came from to people or kids, or during summertime when you're trying to just wear a bathing suit and be normal. And people want to know where did those scars come from, and then you got to tell them a story about some trauma in your past. So one of my favorite things to do is to help people turn the page on that and to be able to cover those scars with a beautiful tattoo that tells their story in a way that is artistic and represents them properly, not as a person with scars, but as a person with past. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it is who you are or who you're gonna be. That's one of my favorite things about what I do, the cover-up tattoos that I do, is it's not just doing a tattoo, you're giving the person back a piece of themselves. My dad calls it restorative tattooing, and I really like that phrase, so I've kind of like held on to that over the years. I try to expand my life and my style of my art and stuff like that too, because my tattoos at the time were starting to look like exactly like my mentors almost, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that
I
makes
was
sense.
like if I went somewhere else, I felt like maybe I would learn something that, you know, like brand new or something that I didn't know. And so that was kind of the goal at first, was just to explore and spread my wings and stuff, and then I landed here and I worked at a couple of shops here, and I just really liked the town and the people and stuff like that, so we just kind of figured out how to open a shop, and you know, awesome. Like it took a little bit of time, but built up my clientele now enough, you know, where people are like, online it's the easiest, you know, because like getting people to drive out like this far or whatever makes it easier, because then I don't have to just depend on people driving by and seeing a sign or something stupid like that, you know, like if people are willing to drive out like a couple hours, it makes it to where I don't have to have these huge gaps in my calendar either and stuff too.
That's awesome.
It's not just tattooing, it's you're giving them back a piece of their body that they no longer have to hide or worry about anymore. I find that this watercolor style seems to work really well for scar tissue cover-up, especially because you can kind of use the chaos of like an abstract watercolor piece or background at least to kind of go dark where you need to, or to use weird pieces of the design so that it fits the scar, and you kind of have to be able to do that in the moment, maybe sometimes with a Sharpie, or draw it right on there, and you got to use the scars to your advantage. You can't expect them to go away. The scars are never going to disappear, and especially when you're tattooing them, they're going to become really inflamed, but once the tattoo heals up, these are going to cool back down to a regular size that they were, and the color and the flow of the tattoo and the placement is going to be so distracting that people aren't even going to see scars anymore. She gave me a lot of freedom too with this tattoo, and I think that that's one of the biggest keys to success with any cover-up tattoo, because I have a lot of experience in this kind of thing, and I think that it's better left in my hands. But the ideas do get bounced off of you, you know, like it comes from you. So it all starts with a consultation, and that's when we meet in person and talk about ideas, and sometimes it's not always what your idea started with, and it has to get changed a little bit. But the best case scenario is that you just have like a general idea and you're really open to my interpretation of it. And that's what happened here. She thought maybe some really nice flowers. She liked my style. She just kind of let me go with it. So I chose these flowers because, you know, they're representative of kind of rebirth, so that's what these kind of flowers represent. So I think that it was perfect for her story, and I think they look like they fit her perfectly, like not just as far as the design, but like just like the brightness and stuff, like it just fit her personality and everything. I think that it was a perfect tattoo for her, and that everything aligned perfectly in the universe for it to happen. And people, they always tell me like it's hard to find someone that even wants to do cover-ups, I guess.
Yeah, I had been looking like for a while, and
yeah,
I found like, and like I would see like I'd see them done, and then it was like, oh, they're in Australia, super. Well, let me just get right on over there, like, you know.
That's true, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, like they would always be like super far away, and you know.
Yeah. That's what I noticed too when I started going to like the tattoo conventions and stuff, is like nobody specializes in cover-ups really, like except for like I met that guy Big Gus from Tattoo Nightmares.
Oh yeah.
He still kind of does, but really he's known for like black and gray realistic stuff now. It's kind of hard sometimes to do nice cover-up, you know? I like when someone comes in there and they have like a really bad one, and then they think it's impossible, you know, and then it's like actually really easy. It's always really cool. It happens a lot because people will have a big tattoo, but it's really light gray, and they don't realize like size isn't that big of a factor. It's more like the darkness of the black.
Right.
If it's light gray, I could like almost put anything over it at that point.
feel like I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's like, seems like it's either one way or the other. It's like, makes it way more painful or like, can't feel it at all. But usually these kind of scars, it kills the nerves, you know? I tattoo a lot of nurses too, it's funny. Like, it's like a popular, I think, like a job that you can be tattooed in.
Yeah.
You know? And that's like a respectable position too, like a job to have. You know, so like for people that have like to have like a tattoo, you know, it means more than just like some thug wearing a tattoo or something, you know?
Right. When my grandpa, like, he's passed away now, but like when he was in like a nursing home and he had like his favorite aide was some dude and he had like full sleeves, like everything, and like my grandpa's like, I don't get it, but he's the best. Like,
that's cool though, because then, you know, the older generation maybe will be more accepting because the people caring for them are tattooed and they realize like it's just ink and skin, it doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person.
They can still be good or bad or, you know, whatever, like. Yeah.
So if you have your own tattoo that you need covered up, or you have some major scar tissue like this that you want to talk about covering up, the first step is always to message me by text or on Facebook or Instagram. And then we're going to set up a consultation in person. That's where I'm going to check out your scar tissue with my own eyes or the old tattoo. In the old tattoo, I'm going to be looking for the darkness of the ink, and I'm going to be looking for scar tissue as well. And these things are going to tell what is going to limit us in our design, and then we're going to talk about ideas and what's possible, and then I can quote you a price, and you'll be able to put a deposit down and book the tattoo. Right now I'm booking for the end of October and all through November. So if you'd like to get started, like I said, just message me and I'll set you up with your free consultation this week. This client also drove from 2.5 hours away, and that was huge for me because it's just like one of the biggest compliments possible. Like, how many tattoo artists did you probably pass up on the way here? It's just humbling, and it's really cool to have people driving so far. I mean, that's like a 5-hour day just in driving here and back. And then on top of that, she got tattooed about 5 hours as well. So that's a 10-hour day just to get tattooed. And it takes a lot of trust, I think, maybe or faith, I don't know, something. It takes a lot of something to be able to go that far to get a tattoo from somebody. And I really appreciate it, you know, and I think that it's because I've really been specializing in this kind of thing lately, and that's what people want. People don't want somebody that just dabbles a little bit in everything. People would rather have a tattoo from a specialist, whether it be a cover-up, or whether it be the watercolor I'm doing, or the black and gray realism stuff that I'm doing. You know, I only do very few things now, and I think that that's what's kind of like attracting people that come from further and further away. I just followed the advice of people that were wiser and older than me that told me the way that they're doing things, and things have been going really well. If you're looking to book a tattoo and you're from really far away like that too, I'm willing to talk through messages. Just get in contact with me and let me know that the drive would be like a really hard burden on you, and then we'll talk about it through messages. It might take a few days to like get back and forth and correspond, but we'll make it happen, you know? Like, I really want to work with everybody that wants to work with me. Also going to be traveling back to California again around the beginning of next year, so if you're looking to get tattooed then, we're going to be attending a convention out there. Be a good chance to get a cool tattoo if you've been looking at my stuff from back home. So thank you for watching. Please like my page and like this video and share it, please. it. Thank you for joining us. Man, it's crazy to have clients like that that'll drive out from like 2.5 hours away and sit for 5 hours and then drive 2.5 hours back home. And I just really appreciate people that make that kind of an effort, you know, to find me and to seek me out and seek my art out in that way. It's just really, really humbling, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone who watches the show too in the same way, because, you know, you don't have to do that, and it really benefits me a lot when you're sharing this and commenting on it and tagging your friends and stuff. So just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.